Hey everyone, it's Rainy from Rainedrops.com. Would you like an Akashic Records reading? How about some Akashic healing? Or even past life regression? Come to Raindrops.com for all your Akashic needs. We're looking forward to seeing you there. Today, I'm going to read a chapter from my third book. It's called Raindrops Journey to India. And in this small chapter that I'm going to read, I'll give you a little bit of background, not much, to help you understand what I'm talking about in some areas. When I first arrived in India, that night, the jeweler in the hotel gave me, not sold me, gave me a most beautiful crystal necklace that came down to my waist. It had every crystal imaginable, moonstone, amethyst, coral. It was just magnificent. It was all the colors of the rainbow, and each crystal was separated by a little gold bead. It was magnificent. I knew I could never afford to buy something so precious. The quality of the crystals were jewelry cut, and it was exquisite. And he gave it to me and said, give it to me on your return. So that's the story about the necklace that is in this chapter, which is a very small chapter. And the second thing I want to tell you is before I left for India, I was told that I was shown pictures, visions of mountains, huge mountains, massive mountains. And everywhere I had looked was just flat land. Everywhere was flat land. So where were these massive mountains I was to see? Let's find out. So this chapter is called Dimensional Sound Shift. I started looking around, taking in the landscape. We had been driving for about 6 or 7 hours by now, and there were hills around me and mountains behind them. And I'm thinking to myself, when did this happen? After all this time, I finally see something other than the flat land that surrounded me. We are climbing and still climbing, and I can hear the engine in the van straining at times. The van is very simple. It had a door and seats, and that's it. No mats on the floor, just bare metal floor and holes in the floor so that you could see the road rushing by underneath you. Ahmed said we would be stopping soon. He knew a spot a little further along where it was flat and safe to pull off the road. And he needed to take a small break, and it would give us all a break from the long journey. And I thought to myself, gosh, I wonder how much further we have to go. Poor Ahmed has to do all the driving. We hit the top of the rise. We are driving along, and in the distance, I can see a beautiful mountain. It is exquisite. And I ask Ahmed, does he know what it's called? That is Nanda Devi Mountain, Ahmed tells me. When I arrived back in New Zealand, I look it up on the map, and it is the second highest mountain in India. Oh, wow. I had never expected Rama would bring me to the Himalayas. It is a part of the Garhwal Himalayas, and is located in the state of Uttarakhand. It means bliss-giving goddess and has a religious significance. I look closely and I can see a temple on top of the mountain, and I can actually see the flat roof and people moving around. And I ask Ahmed what that temple is called, and he looked at me hard and long. And then he tells me that the temple is called Rainedrops, which means top of the hill. He tells me that only very spiritual people are allowed to go there, and only very spiritual people are allowed to see it. When I arrived home in New Zealand and saw the photos, I sobbed my heart out. My common sense told me there was no way I could see a temple that high up, and yet it was as clear as daylight to me. Miracles keep unfolding, and I know Rayma knows where she is. It wasn't long, and we pulled into what would equate to a petrol station, and Ahmed came back with extra bottles of water for everyone, and sandwiches, which was most considerate of him. Then we travelled probably a few more miles and pulled over at a very good stopping place. It was flat and off the road, enough to be safe, but truthfully, there was very little traffic on the road. I had absolutely no idea where we were, but we were a long way from my hotel. I was so excited. Mountains. Finally, I am starting to see mountains. Not only mountains, but the Himalayan mountains. We all quickly ate and drank and stretched, and then it was time to get back into the van. I was about to step forward when something extraordinary happened to me. Try to imagine what I'm going to describe to you. There was a mega sound of thunderclap, fine-tuned to the sharpness you'd expect from a recoiling whip, crackling to your left and to your right, as far as you could go. If I were to simplify it, I would say snap, crackle, pop. Snap, wake up call. Crackle, breakthrough, dimensional, sound barriers. Pop, after molecular formations, alter molecular formations out of third dimensional limitations. My necklace, it was as though the dimensional sound shift. Well, the necklace was literally thrown from me and hit the dirt a good 2 yards away from me. Who broke it and threw it away? I do not know. In my mind, I remember Jimmy, the jeweler, saying to me, there are bad energies trying to stop you. You need protection. I was in shock. Ahmed had seen it happen. He also was in shock. And then he rushed forward and said, do not worry, sister. I will collect all the pieces and restring them for you. While we searched. It was just plain red dirt. We were in, nowhere for beads to hide, even small ones. But we could not find all the pieces. I was devastated. I had never had anything like this happen to me before. And sure enough, true to his word, Ahmed restrung the necklace together again and put it over my neck. but it was nowhere as long as it was before. There were many pieces we were unable to find. How was that possible? We were sitting inside the van at this stage. Snap, crackle, pop. The dimensional sound shift surrounds me and breaks the necklace and throws the necklace away from me. We hear the beads as they hit the floor of the van. I look at Ahmed in shock, and he looks back at me with his mouth wide open. It'll be all right. Please don't be upset, sister. I will fix this for you. We are in the van. We will find all the pieces, Ahmed says to me. We search every inch of the van. After all, it's not very hard to do. There is no carpet, just the metal floor. Ahmed even gets out of the van, walking around it, checking underneath the van. Then he restrings the necklace. But more pieces are missing. Ahmed holds the necklace up after he has restrung it. It is about a third the size that it originally was. What am I going to tell Jimmy? I sobbed to myself inside. I can't believe this is happening on this most special of special days. I look at the necklace and I say to Ahmed, thank you, Ahmed. But I think this time I will not wear it. Besides, I do not think there's enough left to go over my head. I will put it safely in my bag. I'm very quiet for a while as we drive along the road, continually climbing. I'm thinking about the thunderous dimensional sound shift that keeps happening around me. What is out there that is so strong to cause a reaction? And what is the gift of the crystals to act as payment to protect me? Because the crystals were disappearing at an alarming pace. What is it, or rather, who is it that wants to harm me so much? It is disconcerting, to say the least. A monkey suddenly runs across the road in front of our van and gets my attention. I look around and I see a forest. And as I look higher still, I see a large cavern. And I hear Raymond's voice saying to me, this is the jewel I am saving for you. I ask Ahmed, where are we? And he tells me, this is the link road of Anandpur Sahib. And this is a very special forest. It is a forest for the spirits, because at night time, the spirits walk these forests. I smiled to myself, recognizing the forest that Rayma had shown me in her visions. She knew all along she was going to come to this place. She just needed to orchestrate it into a reality. Smart lady. I know we are on the right road, and still we continue to climb. I think of this phenomenon that has happened to me. I'm going to suggest that sound barriers exist outside our third dimensional reality and extend into other dimensional existences. I consider that dimensional shifting through sound can bring about altered molecular structure as we recognize structure in this existence. And I further suggest that we are able to bring about the sound shifting without mechanical intervention. I believe that that has been proven by the total disappearance of most of the large and some of the small beads of beautiful crystals, moonstones, amethysts, etc., that made up my crystal necklace. There are theories that crystals make their own sound, and I believe these sounds had actually been recorded by a scientist in the United Kingdom. He has actually sold CDs of crystals making sound. Did the right frequency sound from the crystals access a dimensional shift and not actually disappear at all? Simply molecularly removed themselves from our third dimension. Is this a new age theory? Hardly. History is full of amazing feats connected with the vibration of sound. Just to bring one example to mind, we're all no doubt familiar with the defeat of Jericho. Quote, the walls came tumbling down, unquote. How was this achieved? Well, the stories would have us believe that something as simple as sound could bring down and bring about destruction and annihilation. But it's just a story, right? Certainly gives you something to think about, doesn't it? Well, I don't have to think about it. I lived it, and miracles continued around me. I hope you enjoyed that chapter and am intrigued to want to read Raindrops' Journey to India. And it's an amazing book. It is full of absolutely incredible miracles that continue day after day after day. So thank you for this time. I look forward to reading a chapter from the next book for you. This was book 3 from the Raindrop series. And I look forward to seeing you for your Akashic needs. Until then, bye.